Looks like both of these areas are live. Hi, this is Sarah from Align with Sarah. We are here today for group healing session, and I feel like I'm here to receive as much as I am to give, and that's exactly what's happening anytime I believe any sort of work, alternative healing is happening, and I do believe that especially things like the emotion code, the body code, Reiki, chakra balancing. I feel like we are connecting to something, like me as a practitioner, you as a client, or even when I'm a client receiving from a different practitioner. I feel like there's things going on that line up between us. And I do very much believe that it's not possible to get the same session from one person and then also get the same session from another person. I feel like there are different things that are going to come up. There's different things that are in tune with the practitioner as well as in tune with the person receiving. And so I'm always very transparent about my journey. I am someone, I offer alternative healing. I'm very much an advocate of, life and what we do. And I harp on people with what you do between sessions matters more than what we do in a session. And just like everyone else, I'm a normal person, and I become ill for whatever reason. I had struggled for a long time with migraines and kind of chronic pain, which is why I focus on that. And when these things show up, I'm very real about it. And today I'm very real about it. Kids and I are sick. My son was first, I'm second, and my daughter is now almost third. She's like on the fringe. She's home from school again, or today. She was at school yesterday, but it's just a part of life. And I feel like in knowing all the things that I know and in all the healing that I've done to myself, with other people, investing in my health with other practitioners, I'm always so thankful, even when I'm having a day where it's just yuck, yuck, yuck. I'm so thankful that this is not my life every day. I'm so thankful that this is, few and far between. And very much of me, I can't imagine what life would be like if I hadn't switched gears 25 years ago and I hadn't changed what I was doing. So here we are. We're going to be seeing what comes up. This month, we're focusing on heart wall. We're focusing on heart energy. And that package that I offer for the restorative healing that focuses on removing the heart wall, specifically work with the heart wall, that is offered for a special price this month. I'm going to switch to looking up here because I have no numbers on this big screen. So I'm going to look up here at this little screen, change this light so it doesn't hurt my eyes so much. And today we're going to focus on the heart energy. We're going to focus on that wisdom of the heart. So not very long ago, scientists discovered that we have this bundle of nerve cells on the heart, 40,000, 44,000 neurons, brain tissue clustered up on the heart. It functions separate from our brain, but we have this heart brain. And the concept of this is protection. The concept of this is remembering what we want. Sometimes we can get stuck in that process of what we don't want, what hurt us, what was really awful last time, what's never going to happen to us again. We can get into like the blaming, we can get into the full throttle, roll on the ground and, completely lose it. And when we're in that state, we are disconnected from our brain up here and our heart wisdom down here. We're stuck in we're stuck in a cycle of one or the other. We're not paying attention to where it is we want to go. We're not paying attention to wisdom that is ready to click over from this trauma or this bad day or this crappy thing. That is the edge. That is the invitation to enter through that threshold of processing that, acknowledging what's exactly happening, emotions, experiences. And when we do that, we come out on the other side of wisdom. So it's almost like that heart brain reaches up to connect to the brain that we know up here on our head, and I'm almost imagining that famous painting of the angels and the humans, God touching. I don't know if that's supposed to be Adam, but God touching humans, where there's that almost that touch. That's what I imagine is happening when we have this spark of wisdom, when we have this piece of, oh yeah, that's what I was supposed to learn. Oh yeah, I don't want that anymore. Oh yeah, this is what I want. I can be more focused on that. And when that memory creeps in of that bad day or the crappy thing we don't want, we can say out loud, that's always my advice, say it out loud. That's not what I want. I've done that before. That wasn't very fun. That left me very sad. What's happening right now that can help me find the wisdom in that moment so I can finally let it go? Wisdom carries us forward. Emotional baggage drags us down. So thanks for bearing with me while I was talking, getting in the mood here, getting my brain wrapped around things. So today's work, we're going to clear that. We're going to clear that. We're going to encourage the reaching. We're encouraging that reaching for wisdom. So whether that's from top down or from the heart up, or somewhere else, maybe in our body that is holding that, maybe a chakra, maybe an organ, maybe that ball of energy, that trapped trauma. So let's look, let's connect, and let's clear that so that heart can lead the way, that wisdom can carry us forward, and we can feel that difference. We can be aware of our next experience and see it in a new light. We're going to take those lenses off of whatever comes up here. So I'm going to connect here for just a moment. I'm offering gratitude and love for the impending success that we're about to have, working together in this group healing session to connect to that heart, clear the path of where it's reaching for, how it's trying to direct us into wisdom. Let's clear what's in the way of that. And let's set ourselves up for connecting to that wisdom. It's with gratitude and love that I offer this work. It's with gratitude and love I believe in this work. And it's with gratitude and love that we will receive this work. And it's done in the name of the Lord. And when I ask if we're ready, I get a very strong yes. And I encourage everyone to take a deep breath. And maybe even close your eyes. Just feel what this feels like. Because you can hear my voice. There's nothing really to see here. Let's just take a moment and be as silent as we can. Because it feels like there's a lot of energy that's ready on my end and everybody's end. I guess we're all really aligned with this. So I'm going to ask if this is something on the chart. And yes, it is. Is this in column A? Yes, it is. Is this the top three? Is this one? Is this two? Is this three? 1, 2, 3. So we have I'm going to call this a trapped emotion. And this is a trapped emotion of rejection. We have the vibration of this energy, the vibe, the frequency that this holds is going to align with that, with the lung and the large intestine. The energy of those two, yin and yang, they form an element together. They form that element of metal. And that's all about control. And when we are off balance with metal, we can feel like everything is completely out of control. We can be trying to control things that don't need to be controlled. And if you've ever come to one of my anxiety workshops, it's the number one thing that I talk about, is that the energy that feeds anxiety is trying to control something that we cannot control. So we're going to release this trapped emotion of rejection. We're going to do a few things here. I just have my magnet. I'm working with my governing meridian because that's going to connect to all my other meridians, releasing that trapped emotion of rejection. And I'm going to connect to that thought process that I was just talking about. Lack of control is also an emotion. It's an experience and it's an emotion. So I'm going to take a moment here. We're going to release this energy, this emotion, and this experience of lack of control, recognizing that's taking energy out of our cup. We can say, this is my energy for the day. That's my energy for the day. If I'm dumping it all over everybody else's cup that might even be overflowing, because I feel like I need to invest in controlling this and doing that, it's stress for everyone. It's not productive for anyone. It's tapping out my energy level, and it's overflowing and interrupting the flow of others. So we're going to recognize this. We've cleared that layer, that feeling, that emotion of rejection, clearing that. I'm going to keep going with experience of lack of control. And so when we are clearing these, we're like taking off a layer, like we're erasing a little bit of the color of lack of control, the color of rejection. We're maybe just 10% of that is a little bit different, maybe 1% of that is a little different, but when we look for what is different, we're going to find that. If we look for what's the same, if we look for what still hurts, if we look for what still sucks, we're going to find that. Look for what feels different, because that's how you grow the change. So we have those two released. And then we'll connect with also releasing anxiety. Let's just do that as well, since that came up. Anxiety is an emotion, an emotion, an emotion. We can get carried away with all the other things that we want to label with this. Anxiety is an emotion. We're releasing this trapped emotion of anxiety. Anxiety is an emotion. Releasing that. So this clears that path for our heart. This welcomes in this new space for wisdom. Maybe we can now become aware of that threshold I was talking about before. Let's see if there's anything else. I feel like I'm on a roll. Let's keep going. There is something else. It's also in column A. 1, 2, 3. We're back in lung and large intestine, and we're here. This might be more than just a trapped emotion. So we're going to clear this in a couple different ways, but this is the emotion of crying. And of course we have the action of crying, right? We can feel like our heart is weeping. We can feel like we have the crying stuck inside of us. I don't know if you've ever had that. I've had that, like where it's like stuck in my throat. And I've also had the experience of like a memory and how this, raises things up, and, I feel this like, burning in my eyes, and I'm like, okay, here we go. We're going to just let this go. Just let this experience go. When we're holding back, when we're trying to control, we end up gripping that thing that is not serving us with both hands, maybe even wrapping our arms and legs around it. When we're trying to control it, we're holding on to it tighter. And when we really engage with the emotion, then we can connect to the wisdom. So let's release this. I'm going to call this the trapped emotion of crying. And my hand wants to go very slow, so we're going to go very slow. Trapped emotion of crying. And this is another emotion that is going to have the same frequency as what the frequency of our lung and large intestine can resonate with. So the more we release those emotions, the better those organs can function between themselves. The chi can flow between them. The wisdom can flow between them. We can acknowledge a better function. So we've released that. Some of the other things that we release with a trapped, we can release the energy of an emotion. We can release an emotional resonance of an emotion. And so I'm going to release the energy of crying. There's definitely a time and place for everything, but the energy of crying is not one that serves us, especially if we're not listening to it or connected to it. So we're releasing that energy of crying that was released. And then lastly, we're going to release emotional resonance. And this is something like a reverberation. If we ring a bell like this, or like a sound bowl, we hear a sound. And then if you're holding that bowl, you can very often feel the sound. You can feel the vibration after the sound is gone. And then when you put your hand on the bell or the bowl, it becomes quieter, even though we couldn't hear the thing. And this emotional, like this reverberation, this vibration, resonance, is something that is bouncing around, and it fits in so many places that it's almost like this like echo of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And there's somebody that I have in mind that I'm not even sure if she watches the YouTube stuff, but this emotion of crying is definitely this thing that bounces around and resonates all over the place. So just in case she's here, just in case this resonates with someone else, and it's on my mind, so we're doing it anyway, releasing this emotional resonance of crying. And this is that emotion of like, where we can look at the cat's so cute, we're crying, then we are leaving, we step on a little stone that's in the house here, and then we're crying because it hurts our foot. The kids woke up on time, we're crying because we're so happy. The coffee maker's not working, so we're crying because the coffee maker's broken. So that's an indication that there's an emotion. That's an example of crying, the emotion of crying, how that would be stuck inside, and where it's showing up in all these places where not necessarily something that is processing out, and it's not necessarily something that is guiding us to any sort of wisdom until we look at it in that light. So I am going to open my eyes. I'm going to see there are some people here. This is fabulous. I'm going to see if I don't think we have any comments or anything. It's easier for me to see on YouTube if we have any comments. But I'm going to, I guess, finish up. This is 20 minutes. I didn't even think I was going to make 5 minutes. I feel so proud of myself. So that's an example of working with heart energy. When we work with the heart wall, I feel like it is some of my favorite work that I do with restorative healing. We find out, number one, if you have a heart wall, and if you're really drawn to, a difficulty with maintaining relationships, if you've had a lot of trauma of bad past relationships, and now you're kind of just like, hate it all, not doing it, not my thing. If you have a really difficult time finding a place for yourself in your life, self-love, self-worth, self-value, self-confidence, that's a indication that there is a heart wall there. And the heart wall work is really fun. It seems like it might not be fun, but I think it's really fun, where we find out what that wall is made of, what it looks like. And then we stop ordering materials. We get all those invoices, and we call the contractors, and we say, nope, we're not building this anymore. And what that means energetically, like the first part of that, we like literally find out what the heart wall is made of, and it can be made out of anything. Okay, I don't know why I'm done on Instagram, but I'm not sure why. So the heart wall is made of something, and we ask what that's made of, and everybody's heart wall is made of something different. It's something that you feel safe behind, or the thing creates safety for you. And then we stop ordering materials, as in we just kind of lay down that factor of like, we are not doing this anymore. And then we begin to disassemble the heart wall, because you know that you are in a safe place. You know that you are ready to move forward, ready to show up, ready for that heart to be back out in the world and be doing what it's supposed to be doing, giving us knowledge. And yes, I see Christina. I don't know what happened. I have this big red finish sign on my phone up here, so I don't know what's going on with it. But here we are. We still have YouTube. And and that's the deal with the heart wall. So there's a package of 3. It typically takes about 2, and then a little bit more time. However long it takes, we will take that time and remove your heart wall with that heart wall package. If it takes less than 3 sessions, you still have the 3 sessions. So it is a really great thing to tap into, especially at the special price for February. Okay, so I have a class on Sunday if you're interested in anxiety. Anxiety support. I usually do the workshop in my office. I've done it as a clinic. I've done it as a workshop. I've done it as all kinds of things. Now we're online to see if that's going to work better to connect to more people. So that's coming up on the 18th. You can sign up for that. You can find information about the Heartwell package on the website. And I guess that's it. I'm going to go back and lay down and process what has come up for this session, and work on feeling better. Okay. Thank you so much for being here, and I will talk to you again real soon. Bye now.